It was a chilly evening in London, and the rain drizzled softly over the dimly lit streets. Tucked away in a quiet corner of the city was Vincent's Café, a cozy little place known only to locals. With its warm wooden interior, the smell of freshly brewed coffee, and the soft hum of conversations, it was the perfect escape from the bustling city outside. That night, like many others, an open mic event was taking place. It wasn't anything big, just a handful of aspiring singers and musicians taking turns on the tiny stage, pouring their hearts out to an audience of about 20 people. Among them sat a woman in an oversized coat and a knit beanie, her face partially hidden behind a steaming cup of tea. No one noticed her. No one knew that they were sitting just a few feet away from one of the most iconic voices of their generation, Adele. She had been feeling restless lately, the pressures of fame, the constant scrutiny, the overwhelming demand for more music. It all made her long for the days when she sang simply for the love of it. So, on a whim, she had slipped into this little cafe, hoping to reconnect with the pure joy of music. One by one, performers took the stage. Some were great, others struggled, but everyone was met with encouraging applause. Then a young woman named Lily stepped up. She was visibly nervous, her hands shaking as she adjusted the microphone. She took a deep breath and started singing, a cover of Someone Like You. Her voice was sweet but fragile, wavering with anxiety. She faltered on a few notes, her confidence slipping. A few people in the audience murmured, some looking away awkwardly. It was clear she was losing faith in herself, and that's when Adele stood up. She placed her cup down, walked calmly to the stage, and without a word, motioned for the guitarist to keep playing. Lily stepped back, confused, until she saw the woman in the beanie take the microphone. Then Adele sang. The moment her voice filled the room, everything stopped. Conversations halted, cups were set down mid-sip, and all eyes turned to the stage. The rich, soul-stirring tone that had moved millions was now echoing through this tiny cafe, and the audience sat in stunned silence. Lily stood frozen, watching in disbelief. Was this really happening? The cafe owner peeked from behind the counter, his mouth hanging open. A man near the front grabbed his phone, but his hands were shaking too much to hit record. As Adele reached the chorus, tears welled up in Lily's eyes. She had never heard her song performed like this, raw, powerful, and filled with emotion. It wasn't just about hitting the right notes. It was about feeling every word. And at that moment, Lily understood what it meant to truly sing. When Adele finished, there was a moment of absolute silence. Then the cafe erupted. People cheered, some jumped to their feet, and a few even wiped away tears. Lily, overwhelmed, turned to Adele, who simply smiled and handed her back the microphone. "You've got it in you," Adele whispered, just loud enough for her to hear. "Sing from here." She tapped her chest. Only then did it seem to hit everyone. They had just witnessed a private Adele performance in a tiny cafe for free. Phones came out too late. No one had captured the full moment, but maybe that was the beauty of it. By the next morning, the story was everywhere. Someone had managed to film a snippet of Adele singing, and within hours it had gone viral. News outlets picked it up, and social media exploded with people sharing their disbelief. As for Lily, her life changed overnight. Offers started coming in. People wanted to hear her sing, and more than anything, she finally believed in herself. And Adele? She simply smiled when asked about it in an interview later. Sometimes you just have to remind yourself why you started. And with that, she proved once again why she was one of the greatest voices of her time. Thanks for watching till the end. See you next time.